Sweden? No. You know what? What are those countries that you have in mind that are not yet on my channel? You want me to do a DIY video for you? Let me know in these comments. Drop it in the comment section, and just maybe I might do it just specifically for you, my loyal fans. Back to why we are here. Swedish visa application process. What is the thing that makes it unique? I mean, when you think about the fact that I've done Italian visa application process, and also I've done Spain and I have done Belgium, you find that one of the things that they all have in common is they have different application centers for submitting your application. For example, in the case of Italy and Belgium, you submit to TLS, whereas in the case of Spain, you submit to BLS. So how about for Sweden? Now, if you're applying to go to Sweden, you need to submit your application to VFS. That is the visa application center that receives and handles the application process for Sweden and then forward it to the embassy. So in this video, I'm going to be guiding you on how you can fill your Swedish Schengen visa form, documents that you need for your visit visa application to Sweden, destinations that you can readily choose to go to if you're going for holiday depending on your reason, and also most importantly, how you need to book your appointments. Now, I have to emphasize, you definitely need your flight reservation and your hotel reservation, of which you can always reach out to me to do it for you at a fee of 50,000 naira. So you just send me a DM on Instagram, or maybe even drop the comment here and share my email and we communicate. You get the reservation, flight reservation and the hotel reservation that you need for your Swedish visa application process done within 12 to 24 hours from the time payment is confirmed. However, if you want to do it yourself, you can also click the link above. I'm going to tag it and it's direct you to how you can pay to have your flight reservation and hotel reservation done online. Now, back to why we are here. Without wasting much of your time, I have to also emphasize that if you would like to go to Italy, or you want to go to Belgium, or maybe you would like to go to Spain, you're better off applying directly to them as opposed to applying to another Schengen state and then indicating that you want to transit through those states to your final destination. Take it from me and take it anywhere to the bank, you're very likely going to be rejected that visa application process. So that's one of the essence for doing this video, so that doing to multiple Schengen countries, so that you can actually know the process of applying to this country, especially if they are your final destination on where you want to travel. Now, can you go to other Schengen regions? Of course, free movement within the 26 Schengen states. So it's not like after going to Sweden and doing your business there, you can't use the opportunity to tour. The visa allows you to explore all other Schengen states. So first of all, have you even liked this video? Have you subscribed to my channel? You've not subscribed. So what are you waiting for? Click that subscription button, turn on the notification bell, share this video with someone that you know that needs it, or share my channel with someone that you know that needs it for the application process. And of course, do not go anywhere while we get started on the Swedish application process. So we are live on the VFS Global website. Now, how do you know this? If you look at the topmost part, you'd see Nigeria, the flag, and a flight going to Sweden, which indicates you are a resident of Nigeria or a Nigerian national who intends to apply to travel to Sweden from inside Nigeria. The reason I had to emphasize this is because you could type VFS Global and type Sweden, and they would bring out maybe VFS Global in India, VFS Global in whatever country there is, Nepal. VFS is global for a reason. They provide services across multiple countries to several countries in the world. So you could be on the right VFS, but however not the right country. But the way to reconfirm that is that you are applying from Nigeria to Sweden or from India to Sweden, but the processes are usually similar. However, you want to verify this before you start your process, because when you're downloading the forms and some other things, there might be added information that you need while applying. So since we are on the key place, it says welcome here to VFS Global. We are the official partner of the Embassy of Sweden in Kenya, also serving residents in Benin, Cameroon, Comoros, Liberia, Lesotho, Mali, Niger, Sierra Leone, Seychelles, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, and Swaziland. So the Sweden Embassy in Kenya represents Latvia and Slovakia in Nigeria. So if you want to apply,
the first thing you can look at here, it says apply for a visa, book an appointment, find a center, and premium services. So this is where we're going to have to come back to if we want to book our appointment. However, for now, we are going to click on start now, which is to apply for your visa. So we are in, then you scroll down. Once you scroll down, you see the step-by-step guide. It says clearly identify your visa type. We already know our visa type is short stay visa. We are not going for anything other than that, short stay story visa. So begin your application, click on view more, click on download the application form. It's when we've completed the entire application form, gone through the checklist, we'll then come back to book an appointment. So just you can know how to navigate. I've clicked on it and it shows us visa types. We're going to select our visa type, which is certainly tourist visa. You click on tourist visa and you have the overview. From here you can see the visa fees. Mind you, these visa fees can be updated at the point of submission, so it might not necessarily reflect the actual cost. However, the USD costs are always maintained, so you can go with your card to make the payments, because these visa fees are paid in dollars or paid in euros with your card. However, the service fee is taken in naira, and the service fee is not even stated up here. It should be stated down. Perfect. So you could see the service fee here, which is 34,000 naira. There might be other added fees like courier fee, which is different from service fee. Everything sums up. Approximately, you could budget to spend about $200 or much more, depending. For the fees, you're not paying anything online here, except you book your appointment, you need to pay your service fee. But for the visa fee, you're going to pay it at the VFS center. Documents required. You just click on the checklist and it will redirect us. Voila, you can see Embassy of Sweden, specifically tourism Nigeria, clearly indicated up here. We're going to go through this checklist. However, let's come back first to the visa dashboard. Photo specification is the same for all Schengen countries. Just go to Studio 24 near you. If you're applying from another country, look for a good photo studio to take the photo and let them have this specification so that they can take it for you. However, if you're in Nigeria, I recommend Studio 24. This is a free advert for them. They do a very good job in ensuring that you get the specifications right. Processing time is 15 days. I always say 15 working days, or about 3 weeks. However, it could take longer than that depending on your unique application, so you don't start to worry if you've not heard from anybody after 15 days. But usually the Swedish Embassy try to respond on time. The latest I've seen them respond is about 3 weeks. So this is where you're going to download your application forms. But before we click on download here, both the consent form for child, if you have a child that will be applying, or just the one for adults, then which you would have to click here. But first of all, let's go back to the checklist that we downloaded. Now on this checklist, you can see clearly here what are the requirements. First of all, harmonized Schengen visa application form filled in completely and signed by the applicants. Original passports, validity shall extend at least 3 months. What they mean by this, it means that the expiry of your passports should be at least 3 months from the date you intend to enter the Schengen region. I always recommend 6 months because that's the standard. That way you're not doing unnecessary mathematics and plus and minus, because then when you accommodate for your application timeline, when your visa is approved, and when you then enter into the destination country. Receipt of visa fee payments, unless exempt. We aren't exempt, so you're certainly going to have to pay the visa fee. Applicants have submitted their fingerprints. VFS is in charge of collecting your fingerprints at their center. One color photograph not older than 6 months. This is only compulsory for children between the age of 0 to 12 years, or if you do not appear in person at time of lodgement but have biometrical data submitted in previous Schengen visa application within the last 59 months, which can be reused. So if you've provided your biometric data, they can reuse it without you having to provide the color photograph within the last 55 months, which is more than how many years? Almost close to 4 years, 4 years and a half. Now, individual travel medical insurance. I've done an insurance video, so You just come up here, click the link, it will redirect you for how you can process your travel insurance, or you could reach out to me for a fee and would have that done. Move forward, copy your flight ticket and flight reservation, including return tickets. So nobody's asking you to issue your flight ticket. It's supposed to be a flight reservation which shows your flight itinerary, which is when you're going to enter into the country and also when you're going to depart. For non-citizens, valid resident permit in Nigeria, that's standard protocol, proof of accommodation, the hotel where you intend to stay, rental property, campus residence, whatever, proof of private accommodation if you're being invited by family. Verifiable evidence of sufficient means of sustenance during intended stay, which includes pay slip, recent bank statement, balance of over the last 3 months. At least that money should have been in your account for like 3 months. Then provide a 6-month statement. That's the standard. Don't say because they told you 3 months, you now go and submit 3 months statement. Provide 6-month statement. Regular income generated by property. If you're being paid by a property that you own, you need to show evidence of that property, including the income that the property generates for you. Proof of employment, employment letter, appointment letter, promotion letter, as the case may be, letter of introduction from your employer. All of those qualify under proof of employment. Tax clearance certificate, especially for those who own businesses. If you own a private business, then you need to show your TCC, which is evidence that you are the director or one of the board of directors. You earn an income from that company. Certificate of business incorporation paper for business persons, which is your CAC document. Employment letter stating the days of leave for employees. Employment letter stating the days of leave for employees. For scholars, professors, whatnot, letter from your school or university. Proof of commercial activities in Nigeria and overseas for business persons, which is bill of lading, receipt book, etc. If you're an importer, that's where you need your bill of lading. Any proof of ties to Nigeria, which includes marriage certificate, property, or proof of real estate property that you own, children's birth certificates to show that you have home ties. Please note that the embassy will consider your socio-economic situation in your home country before they approve your visa. One of these days, I'm going to show you a review of a Swedish visa application that was refused and including the one that was approved, so you see some contrasting differences and then you take note of what to do and what not to do, although that will be emphasized here already. Information for the applicants on terms and conditions. Application must be submitted 15 days before the start of the intended visa. If you submit it later than that, they can deny you on grounds that your day of travel has already been surpassed. Applications can also be submitted up to 6 months before your intended travel. In the past, it used to be up to 3 months, but now it appears they've extended it, which is why they're always reviewing their checklist. Applications shall be decided on or within 15 calendar days of the date of the lodging of an application, which is admissible in accordance with their article. The period may be extended up to a maximum of 45 calendar days in individual cases. So you see, so allow for at least 15 to 45 working days, or rather 15 calendar days, for your application to be processed. Now, please note that this is accounted from the day the embassy received your application. So I went to VFS, I submitted it at VFS on Tuesday, on the 2nd of October. Till date, I've not heard anything. Meanwhile, 15 days has not reached. It starts to count from the day VFS actually takes the application and submits it to the embassy. VFS can take anywhere from 3 to 5 working days to deploy your documents and send it then to the embassy, which reduces from the time that you would have probably started counting, thinking that is when you gave your biometrics at VFS. No, that's false. Declaration, this will be signed by you and then the VFS officers to ensure that you have provided all the requisite documents for your application. So let's talk about additional documents you need to attach to your application. One of them is introductory letter, which will highlight what you intend to do when you travel to Sweden. It's not specifically mentioned here, but it's extremely important. Just like when you're applying for your Canada visa, you have what is called the SOP, which is your statement of purpose. For Schengen visas and even British visa application, you want to have an introductory letter to the embassy explaining what you intend to do, including an itinerary of activities you have lined up, especially if you're going for tourism. And that takes us to our next place. Here I have booked with Viator a reservation for activities I wanted to do. In Stockholm, you can see Stockholm Top Attractions all-inclusive grand tour 1.5 day, which is a half-day tour. Confirmation number, booking reference, booked when 17 December, which is the next day when I arrive in Stockholm. You see the amount for this particular tour. I don't get to pay immediately, but it's a reservation. I can book like 6 of these tours. Let's say I'm staying for 7 days. So book like 6 of these tours and I have it attached to my application. Now the tours will be itemized as an itinerary on the introductory letter, indicating my activities for each day while I'm explaining what I intend to do or why I intend to travel on the introduction letter. Then this will be printed out and attached. You could always cancel, so you don't need to make any payments upfront. This shows proactive measures and ensures that okay, you are convincing enough to explain. For example, if you have sports tickets purchased, like you bought a ticket to go watch a sports game, you can attach it as well as part of your itinerary. If you watch my Spanish DIY video application, you would see that I also explained that. So let me quickly use this opportunity as well to highlight that if you're applying to study in the UK or in Canada or in the US or in Ireland, you can always reach out to me, or even Australia, to process your admission to schools within this country. Let me know. So let's go now straight to download the application form. To download the application forms, we've already clicked here. Then you just click on download here, and this is it. So we're going to fill the form here. First of all, let's just start with the surname. Process is pretty simple. Type your family surname here. Surname and birth, if it's different. For some, especially those who are married, they probably change their surname during or after their wedding. And in this case here, they will just insert something different. But most men retain the same surname from birth. So for me, it's the same. First name, Ifechukwu. This also has your given names, not just your first name. So you want to include your third name, especially if it appears on your international passport. If there's a fourth name, in the case for some people who have 4 names on their international passport, indicate where appropriate. Dates, month and year. So for your date of birth, you start with it. For me, let's choose 22nd of June 1998. Place of birth, Lagos. Country of birth, Nigeria. Current nationality, Nigeria. Nationality at birth if different. For those who are dual citizens, maybe you were born in Senegal, in Mali, and then you're also a Nigerian national, you indicate where appropriate. Sex, male. Civil status, single. If you're married, indicate you're married. If there are others applicable to you, you indicate so appropriately. Parental authority in the case of minors, this one is for minors. You can indicate the detail if you're a legal guardian here in case you're applying for your child. National identity number, so let's just do 1234, 1234, 1234 as my NIN. Type of travel passport, ordinary. I've seen a lot of passports including diplomatic passport, service passport, official passport. However, I'm assuming that you, the viewer, are a regular citizen and you have an ordinary passport. So you click on ordinary passport. Travel document number B0123456. Date of issue 12 February, which is let's say 2025. Then valid until 11/02. Standard validity for Nigerian passport holders, 10 years, issued by Nigeria. Personal data of family member who is an EU, EAE, CHE citizen, and so on. In this case, you do not have any family member there. You're going for tourism. Remember, we're applying for tourism and you do not have any family member in Sweden. If you do, you indicate appropriately. Date of birth of this person, nationality, number of travel documents that you have of the particular person that is your family member in Sweden, or who is an EU or EAE citizen or UK national, who is a beneficial of the EU-UK withdrawal agreement if applicable. If you have any family member within the EU, you can indicate that, and maybe the person is inviting you. However, I feel if the person is not in Sweden, there's no need to start to indicate here. It's not like you're going to see them, you're actually going for tourism, remember. So we scroll down. This is where you indicate your relationship with the aforementioned person. Applicant's home address, number 6 Victory Street. This is your home address. Ikoyi, Lagos, Nigeria. Then email address, Ifechukwu @gmail.com. Telephone number 08012341234. That's my phone number. Residency in a country other than the country of your nationality? No. So I reside in Nigeria in this case. Current occupation, digital creator, obviously, and MD CEO, Marcos Tech. So let's just scroll. This is just for me, random. You indicate where appropriate what your occupation is, and the company you work for will be indicated below. So here, Marcos Tech. Purpose of journey is tourism. Additional information: I wish to travel for my annual holiday this year. Member state of main destination is Sweden. Member state of first entry is Sweden. Number of entries: for someone like me who have received the Schengen visa before, I would just say multiple entry. But if you haven't, I'll say single entry. If you've received once, you go for 2 entries. Then maybe if you've gone twice to Schengen region, you can then start to click on multiple entries. Now, intended date of arrival of the first intended stay in the Schengen region. Here we just say okay, I'm going to be arriving on the 16th of December 2025, and then I intend to leave on the 22nd December 2025. Fingerprints collected previously for the purpose of applying for a Schengen visa. In my case is yes, for you it's no. And now for those who have provided such, you just go here and say okay, maybe yes, I provided it then since I traveled to Schengen, which I provided on the 2nd of 2024, then put the visa number, which is usually stated there, maybe V02345678. Put the visa number where applicable. This actually ensures that you're able to easily get your visa when you're reapplying, especially if you've been issued a Schengen visa in the past. Entry permit for the final country destination. No, not applicable. So this is if you're traveling from the Schengen region to another country, you have to at least have the entry permit. So it's not applicable to you, so you just ignore it because your final destination is Sweden. Son name and first name of inviting persons. Well, nobody's inviting us in this case, so we're just going for holiday, so we'll just indicate the name of the hotel. As you can see, if not applicable, name of hotel suffices. So let's just say it's Radisson Blu, Anchorage. In where? Do we choose Gothenburg? Maybe. Although the flight reservation I had done, I had specified that I'm going to Stockholm. So let's just say Radisson Blu, Anchorage, Stockholm. Yeah, see that here, Stockholm. So we're back here. Address and email address of inviting person or address of the hotel. So let's come back to the hotel. This is the hotel here. So rather, Radisson Blu Royal Viking Hotel. So it's not even Anchorage, it's Radisson Blu Royal Viking, Stockholm. So Radisson Blu Royal Viking Hotel, Stockholm. You just copy out the email address and then the address and the phone number. But first of all, let's copy out the address and come here and insert that. Actually, the interesting thing about this is it's supposed to be in capital letters. So I recommend that you retype it so you don't just do block letters are mandatory for your application. SE10124. So we just delete the previous one. Then for the email address, come back to the hotel reservation. See the hotel information, Radisson Blu Hotels. You have the phone number, the email, which is info.royal.stockholm@radissonblu.com. You see the check-in 16 December, then you leave 22nd of December. So hotel has been booked. If you want something like this, we can create for you as well at a cost and book with the hotel for your visa application. So let's just go and type in this email address quickly. So info.royal.stockholm@radisonblue.com. Phone number is easy. You don't need to bother about copying it out in block letters. So you just copy here and put it here, and that's about it. Name of address of inviting organization, not applicable. Of course, no one is inviting you. You've already provided your host, which is your hotel. Then cost of traveling and living during the applicant stay is covered by who? Obviously the applicant himself. And means of support is cash, not credit card, not prepaid. Well, if you've paid your accommodation, you can include prepaid accommodation. Prepaid is not recommended for you to go and spend such money, because what are the guarantees that your visa would be issued, except you're certain, like in my case, since I have a huge travel history and I've been to the Schengen region, so I can easily prepay everything. However, I would not recommend this for first-time applicants. Surname and first name of the person filling in the application form is different from the applicant. No, you are the one, and you don't need to provide a separate person's name or telephone number. You did it yourself. So scroll down and indicate the dates, which is Lagos, Nigeria. Then do your dates, maybe 4th November 2025, and then you sign here. You print this and sign. I hope this is pretty clear. You see, it's easy. All Schengen applications are pretty easy. You just need to get your facts and figures correct and ensure that you do everything right. Print your documents, then we'll go on to schedule your appointments. So to schedule your appointment, you just need to come back to the VFS page here. So we come back to the page start point and click on book an appointment. This is where you book your appointment. You click on book an appointment, click on book now, so you could schedule your appointment. Once it opens up, you then create an account for yourself. So I click on I don't have an account, create an account, log in, and then schedule your appointment. This one is extremely easy and straightforward, user friendly. They will send you an activation email. You activate the account, then schedule your appointment and go for biometrics capturing. You shouldn't have any issues here. The major part has already been done. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I will be on the lookout for them. And ensure that you have first subscribed to my channel. Let me know in the comments what country you would have me do next. Thank you for watching.